Let's get on to the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, and that is, I know that times are stressful right now, and that everyone's routine is just, there's probably not much of a routine going on in a lot of households right now. I will tell you that in our household, we could always use more of a routine than we have. As a pastor's family, it just seems like things are always crazy, and that is one thing that I've struggled to do over the years, is to have a consistent routine. So I completely understand. I feel like I completely understand the stress of not having a routine, or trying to have a routine and having it interrupted. So I just wanted to encourage, especially my fellow moms during this time, but I think it's a word that could benefit everyone. But just to try your hardest, just to cherish these times, even under this stress. God says that our children are a gift from the Lord, and they truly, truly are. And when I got sick 5 years ago, and for those of you who don't know, this July will be 5 years that I got sick with an unidentified, I guess you could say, autoimmune disease is what the doctors think. Basically, I was teaching Vacation Bible School on a Wednesday night. It had started on Monday, and so we were halfway through Vacation Bible School, and that night when I went to bed, I woke up in extreme pain throughout my entire body. By Friday morning, Thursday I just suffered. I felt like I was in labor, but I wasn't pregnant. But I was just leaned over the couch. I felt like I was in labor. Friday morning, I couldn't take it anymore. My husband called the doctor. We had just moved there. We didn't even have a primary care doctor yet. So he called a local doctor's office that people in our church trusted, and he got me an appointment for 2 hours from the time he called. And that felt like the end of the world. I just busted out, just crying that I had to wait 2 hours. So we got to the doctor's office, and he gave me some pain medicine, and he asked if I had been to Mexico or out of the country or anything, anywhere else out of the country. No. So he gave me some pain medicine and said, it was Friday, he said, "You're just gonna have to tough it out. It's a virus, you'll be better by Monday." Well, by Saturday, I was having trouble breathing. I was having heart symptoms, and everything spiraled from there. So long story short, doctors think I have an autoimmune disease. Some say it's fibromyalgia, some say it's not. But I say all that to just say that it's been a long journey the last 5 years, and there's so many things that have happened in addition to that with my health. But I've learned a lot of things through that, and I'm still learning a lot of things through that. But one thing that's been hard for me is our youngest, Julia. She is 8 now, and she was 3.5 when I got sick. And she says that she doesn't remember before I got sick. As long as she can remember, I've been sick. And that's really, really hard as a mom to hear. I remember the first time she told me that, and I'll probably always remember that moment. But over the last 5 years, I've had to learn more than ever just to be, and to just appreciate my children being. And you would think I would have learned that learned that all the way from the death of our son, Ethan, in 2010. But it seems like even when we learn lessons, because I certainly learned it then, we still sometimes learn them again and again. So I just want to encourage you to just enjoy your children. Just be with them at this time. And I don't mean just physically be with them. I mean just try to turn off those electronics. Or if it means watching a movie together, then have the TV on and watch a movie together. But be 100% invested in them and watching that movie, and not watching that movie with them, but watching that movie with them, but kind of checking your email on your phone or your Facebook on your phone at the same time. I think we've all done that way more than once. So I'm not a perfect parent by any means, and I won't lie and say that during this social distancing that I've been perfect every moment and cherished every moment of it. But I can say that I think I have learned so much about just being, and so many times I just smell Julia's hair, and I just smell her hair when I'm holding her, and I just breathe in that smell. She still has that baby smell, kind of, and she still has that baby voice to a degree, so I'll, she'll say something and I'll just close my eyes and I'll just listen to that baby voice, Also, Julia, a few years ago, decided that she wants to start a business, and I like to think it's in her blood, because my parents had their own college textbook store, and it was our family business, and for years, and I actually worked in that store. I actually was working in the family business when my husband and I met and married, and then I was the breadwinner for 9 months while he finished college, and then we moved to become full-time youth pastors, and then that's when I got to finish my college degree, and then became a stay-at-home mom after that. And he had obviously taken over being the breadwinner. So, but before I met him, and when I first met and married, I was in that family business, and then now, for a few years, Julia's seen me with my oils business, my Young Living business, and I think, so I like to kind of think it's in her blood a little bit, but I think she hears me talking about it, and she wants to have a business, and so many times she wants to talk to me about it, and I'm so busy, and I'm so trying to get something done, and especially when you are sick, and there's so many days that there's so many days I just don't get done what I need to get done. And so I always feel that pressure, if I'm getting stuff done, I always feel that pressure to get more and more and more and more done that day, because, I'm getting stuff done. So it's like I have to make up for the other days, So when she wants to talk to me about the business, like I have to consciously make myself stop and listen sometimes. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's a conscious choice. It's a conscious decision. We won't just accidentally stop and listen to our children because we're too busy. This life, we have too much on our shoulders. And sometimes we put it there. Sometimes other people put it there. But this life we are so busy, and we have so many responsibilities that it won't happen. That stopping and that being with your kids, that stopping and that recognizing the beautiful people that they are, it won't happen unless if we make a conscious decision and a concentrated effort, and we make it an indisputable priority to stop and just be with them, and let them stop and just be. And as a homeschooling family, we've homeschooled all their lives. I have to say, this social distancing, it's not impacting us like it is many of you who you have your kids in public school or private school, and now all of a sudden, oh my gosh, they're coming home with all this work, or maybe they're not coming home with work. Maybe work isn't being sent home, and you're worried about how behind they're going to get or maybe the work is being sent to them, but you are still worried about how behind they're going to get. And let me just tell you, I don't claim to be perfect at anything, but I will say that, and what I was going to say is life has kind of rocked on as usual for us as far as the homeschooling part. Now, life hasn't rocked on for usual as far as everything else, because we are pastors. So we have a lot of things to figure out during this time, figuring out how to do church electronically, how to do church mobilely, how to do church like this, instead of in person. We have a lot of things to figure out over the next couple of weeks, because it's not just doing church. It's where people can see it on a screen. It's how do you make it where people respond to the gospel, where there's still the atmosphere there and the connection there, where you can really reach their heart and meet their needs and be able to minister to people and be able to adequately show them the power of Jesus Christ and who he is and what he can do for them in their lives and lead them to salvation. How do you do that? Through we have our sermons online, but meanwhile, people are getting saved in person. So how do you transition all of that, to online only? Man, we were blown away last year. We had at least 85 salvations last year at our church. Morenci is ripe for the gospel of Jesus Christ. We don't want to miss anybody. So we have our hands full as pastors, but as a homeschooling family, we have our hands full as far as it, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we have people that are hungry for the Lord, and hungry for change in their lives. They want change. But back to being a homeschooling family, as far as educating our children, when we're already homeschooling, life is pretty much able to rock on as normal there, but what I wanted to tell you is, and I don't want this video to get so long, so I'm going to try to wrap it up here, but what I wanted to tell you is, I don't claim to have it all figured out, but I will say that my husband and I are more concerned about our children's relationship with Christ and their character and the way they treat others than we are about any education. Now, they're not mutually exclusive, so you don't have to give up education in order to have children that have a relationship with Jesus Christ and treat others the way they're supposed to and have the character that they should. So I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is, if one thing has to be lacking or one thing has to be behind, for us, it will always be the formal education before it will be the relationship with Jesus Christ. And I don't mean just getting saved and then that's it. I mean pursuing an authentic, growing, deepening relationship with Jesus Christ. And the character that goes along with that, the developing of the character and the way that they treat other people and reach out to other people. So I say that to say, your children will survive. When they're home, love them, love them, love them, hug them, cherish these times at home. Wrap them in your arms, watch a movie together, read to them, read a book to them, read a devotional together, read whatever book they're interested in as long as it's appropriate, and have them talk to you about what they want to talk to you about. And that's what I was telling that was the point of me sharing about Julia wanting to talk about her business. That's something that is important to her. The girl also loves to just throw out math problems on the fly when I'm trying to get ready for bed at night. What's 77 times 3? And I'm serious. This girl is like her Grammy's granddaughter all the way. She looks exactly like Josh's mom, and she acts exactly like my mama when it comes to like her love of math and everything. But she looks just like Josh's mom, everybody says. And then Emily loves languages. That girl is learning Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Mandarin, like crazy. She's learning Spanish. She's learning multiple languages and art. She loves art. Those are the things that are important to her. So we spend a lot of time talking about those. Even though I couldn't tell you she did teach me the name for like mom in Korean, and it's like, I think it's Korean, or maybe it's Japanese. See, I already don't know, but it's he, like, and I'm like, I don't like it. I like mama. But anyway, those are the things that are important to her. So talk to your kids about what's important to them. Take interest in what's important to them. And then hold them tight, cuddle them. Be with them. Be with them. Be with your husband. And your kids will survive if they fall back a little bit in school. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying don't try to keep up with it. I'm just saying at the end of the day, take a deep breath, say a prayer. It's gonna be okay. Ethan's life verse that I gave to him when I was pregnant with him was Psalm 37:5, and it says that if you trust in the Lord and lean on Him, He will bring it to pass. And I had miscarried 3 other babies. And so at the time I gave it to Ethan in my womb, we were at a high risk for miscarriage, and that was what was on my mind when I prayed that verse. And then it was written on a card in his bassinet, as well as the verse, for this child we prayed. And then, it was always his verse. And then when he passed away so unexpectedly, of course, that verse was on his memorial service booklet, and that's just, it continued. That's his verse. I have a bracelet that has that verse on it. That's his verse. But it applies to so many things in life, so many situations, every situation in life, you can apply that verse. So I encourage you to write down that verse. Look it up, Psalm 37:5. Trust in the Lord. He will bring it to pass. So I hope that my only hope really is just that maybe this just helps you just be with your children, because they're so beautiful and they're such a gift. So I love y'all, and make sure you tune in at 7 o'clock for the scavenger hunt. We think it'll be like so much fun. So we'll see you then. Feel free to share this with anyone. The more that participate in the scavenger hunt, the more fun it's going to be. And also, hopefully God will use this word to just calm hearts. And we love you. We love you. Okay. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.